Hello, welcome to the desktop presentation, which will help you navigate the Blackboard site for cit250 Internet Network Security 1. It will also we'll go over the syllabus as well, so you know what's expected of you while you take this class. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that you'll get when you come onto the web page is, and this isn't going to look exactly like what you see because this is my administrator's interface, so that's why I have create an announcement. This doesn't look completely right. I can go to the student preview mode, which now there's going to be this orange bar up top, but this is what you'll see. So this is announcements. As you can see, I just put kind of an initial placeholder announcement here. Bonus points if you know author. Well, no, there isn't bonus points. This is a author, Chuck Peretz. But anyway, so it's just a little placeholder announcement. So let's go to welcome. This is what we need to get done. So again, this is meant to kind of help you understand this course. Some important concepts that we need to get done is the labs we're going to be using the MindTap labs for this course, for all the courses I teach this semester. I'll talk about, they're integrated into Blackboard. The Blackboard interface will be your primary interface for this course, not MindTap. Your grade in MindTap will not keep your grade. Your grading will be done in Blackboard. This is your interface to this course, which is Blackboard, okay? I link to MindTap labs, live labs and simulated labs in the lessons, and that's what will be the labs part of your grade. But do go through Blackboard, okay? So please review the syllabus. We'll do that, and then click that you reviewed it. Know this, also there is a quiz at the end of this section right here, a welcoming test. It's worth 100 points, but there is a 20-point, it's 20-point extra credit question as well. Also down here is videos from MindTap. Might help you understand how to run the labs. I would pay particular question to the live virtual labs, exploring them, figuring out how to use them, clipboard functionality, that type of thing. The live virtual labs, this is a user's guide down here. So again, your grading is going to be done through here. The way it looks is this. I'll show you. Click on lessons. We'll go first lesson, security and its threats, and its threats. And then prepare. Execute is where the labs are. So we'll go topic 1.1. So this is a lab, and what will happen is see how it has this little symbol right here? It's going to redirect you to their website. So if I click on this, it pops up this extra window, and then you can, it shouldn't ask for your sign in. What's going on here is the fact I'm in as the student preview user, so it's a little confusing what user I'm going to go into. And by the way, ironically, it won't work for me, so I haven't been able to fully test the integration of the scoring system, although I've been told it works and has been tested. So, all right, let's get back to the course information. So if you look at the course information, this is the syllabus for both sections. Down below here is a link to the syllabus for your particular session. Right now, this is marked as reviewed. I can click it, and I think I can unreview it too. Oh no! All right. So there you go. Now I clicked it and I marked it reviewed. All right. So let's go through real quick. All right. So my name's I'm officially, I think, Assistant Professor Jason J. still. I don't know. My official title might have changed when I got tenure. I don't know. Who cares? Point is, so I've tried different ways to go about it. I'm big on formality. I'm not huge on formality. I don't get personally offended by lack of formality. I just prefer it just to keep things kind of ducks in a row. So I've tried different things, Jason, Mr. Alves, and then that usually degrades to Alves, which grades on me a little bit. Anyway, so for the best way to handle is just simply Professor Alves. Okay. Sorry for any perceived persnickety-ness. I won't get morally offended if you call me something else. I'll just try to mildly correct you. So just for ease of use and smooth going, I prefer Professor Alves. Best way to contact me, by the way, my contact information is in welcome. So here's my contact information. Again, the best way to contact me is my email. At the start of the semester, I'll be responsive to my email quite a bit. During the summer, I'm a little less so because I was off the grid for a little bit. All right, so anyway, I respond well to my email. That's the best way to get a hold of me. My phone, I have to be in my office, so usually office hours, which you see right here. Or, I'd have to be in my office and not doing anything else. If I'm helping another student or I might be working on something and I need to concentrate, I might not answer my phone. It'll go to voicemail. So this is not the best way to contact me, all right, the phone. The best way to contact me is email, all right? My office is in Building 2. It's room 229, which hopefully that is correct here. It is, good. So that's where my office is located. Hasn't changed. These are my office hours. I've tried to rotate them both in the morning. There you see Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 and 9:20. And then Monday and Wednesday I do in the afternoon. It's after college hours. The very first Wednesday at the start of the semester, we have a division meeting on Wednesday, but we won't have anything on Friday. The college hour doesn't always have meetings, but sometimes it does. If you can't make my office hours and you want to see me, just send me an email. Let me know. We'll work something out. All right. So this is the link you click to watch this video. So we're getting a little meta. And this is the test at the end of this that you should take. This test will be due October 22nd, which we'll talk about in a second. So here's the syllabus. Back to the syllabus. We went over the contact information. What you're going to need. Well, you're going to need a laptop. I put CIT laptop because we do have recommendations. So pay attention. We are going to run virtual machines. The projects are going to be we're going to try. Well, in this class, we're going to set up cyber ranges on our computers and personal, ad hoc cyber ranges. So they're going to be machines that are connected via a virtual switch that we can attack each other, or attack one machine can attack another machine. So you're going to be able to need to run Visor software. I do my best not to overload machines, but we need to learn. So you're going to need access to stick.blackboard.com. So therefore you're going to need internet in general. That is out on the internet. So you're going to need access to CompTIA Security Plus Guide to Network Fundamentals. This is the ISBN for a 1 semester subscription. I do not. So for folks who are wondering, because they do offer 2 semester subscriptions, 3 semester subscriptions, whatever. I do not anticipate using a whole lot, if at any. I'll see if they have something on forensics, but I don't think they have anything on forensics. So I don't anticipate on using MindTap Labs next semester for Networks 3, Security 2, and Advanced Security Topics, which I think are 3 classes I'll be teaching. And I might be teaching more than that too. So anyway. So I would probably recommend getting the 1 semester subscription, but you know your schedule and your plans better than I do. The course key to get into this course is located right here. The other thing that's requisite is your attendance. Now, attendance doesn't necessarily mean showing up every day. Although, granted, if you show up every day, then that will benefit your effort score. And it'll also give you some, clout if you're looking for favors or looking for help. or students at the end of the semester are like, oh, what can I do to bring up my grade? Well, you could have showed up a little bit more often, right? So it shows you're putting an effort forward. Attendance also means paying attention to, or gardening. It's if I'm not going to see you for a couple weeks, if I don't hear from you or see you for a couple weeks, non-communication or lack of participation, I reserve the right to drop the student. In other words, if I don't hear from you for 2 weeks for no reason, I don't know, I reserve the right to drop you. The school would prefer I drop you because of, legal reasons, financial aid also being part of the calculation. They don't want students who are not showing up to take up class space. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're going to be missing for a couple weeks, it's not a deal breaker. What you need to do, though, is you need to warn me, you need to talk to me, and we can work on that. Okay? Course description, we're going to learn data protection, threats, risk, vulnerabilities, mitigation of those risks. All right, that's to boil it down very simple. We're gonna try to get an equal mix of lecture and lab. The labs are going to be simulated labs. The live virtual labs are going to be, here's an example of live virtual lab. The live virtual labs are going to be actual machines that are running in the cloud. So that's one argument for why to have it. So lesson 1 live, social engineering reconnaissance. So just keep that in mind. Okay, but I do my best to have a mix of tactile learning and lecture. I do my best not to lecture too long, but I do talk a bit too much, and I work on that. All right. Formats. If you do pass anything in this case, projects are going to be passed in as a assignment. So you got to pass in a document. All documents need to be formatted as PDF, PDF, PDF. So pass in a document, it needs to be in PDF. Pass in a document, it needs to be in PDF. If you pass in a document, it needs to be in PDF. Can you tell I fight this every semester? So, and I guarantee you people will still not pass it in as a PDF. Please pass in all your documents as a PDF. Also, if you could do me a favor, write justified in your lab the first lines of your lab document. Have your name, the class, which would be just the simple number. If you want to put the title of the class, it's fine. But cit250 D01 or D02 is fine. The actual assignment, so project 1, project 2, project 3, there's going to be 3 projects in this class. All documents need to be formatted as PDF. So there you go. Student learning outcomes, SLOs, as they're called in the industry. So these are the things that in particular we need to cover. This is more of a legal thing. This is way if you try to transfer this class to another college, you can say these are the things we learned. All right. Expectations. So this is important. This is what I expect of my students. Students will be expected to maintain a high level of academic integrity. What does that mean? It means you won't cheat. Well, what is cheating? What isn't cheating? Listen, I like it. I expect it. I encourage students to work together, particularly on the labs, particularly on the projects. But when they help each other, you help. You say, oh no, you have to enable the service. So if you go into services, enable the service first, then DHCP will run, and you can check to see if you got an IP address. Right? That's an example. However, if you're doing a lab and afterwards it says, oh, the question says, what do you have to do in order to make sure DHCP is working? A, B, C, or D, and you say, oh, it's B, make sure to turn on the service. That's the difference. You're giving an answer on the second one, right? The first one, what you're doing is you're walking through oh, no, you screwed up in the lab here. You didn't enable the service first, right? So helping someone out in a lab does not mean giving answers. Just do not give answers, all right? The answers for any questions, be it on labs, be it on assessments, be it especially in exams, are not to come from any other place but your mind, your notes, your documentation, right? It's not to be told to you. You're not to look at someone else's answer sheet and just pick off answers off their answer sheet, okay? So if I catch that, then we're going to have a serious problem, all right? Maintenance and viability of a student's laptop is the student's responsibility. Loss of data or corruption of students' virtual machines is not the responsibility of the professor. It's simply not my responsibility to fix your machine. I will give it a whack. I will try. However, at the end of the day, if the machine is just so broke, then it's just so broke. I don't have to sit there and reinstall the operating system and set everything up for you. It's just not part of my responsibility. I can't do that for everyone. I can't provide tech support for everyone, especially at that depth level. But I'm more than happy to give it a shot. If it's a simple fix or a solution, I can try to work on. So yeah, I think that covers that. I will notify students of any required deadlines or attendance ahead of time in class. We'll talk about that in a second. In class or on the Blackboard server, well, right here. Important dates. All labs, assessments, and assessments for lessons 1 and 2, also exam 1, whoops, I forgot to include the welcoming test, will all be due by October 22nd by the end of the day. Why? Well, look at what we have right here. Midterm grades are due by the 24th. That gives me 2 days to grade all your stuff, okay? Or make sure your stuff is all graded and do the calculations. All right. So that's midterm grades. Okay. So your midterm grades are going to be based off the lesson, all the labs, the assessments from lessons 1 and 2, the welcoming test, and exam 1. I did not do project 1 because it might be a little too tight for some folks, okay? And I don't want to give anyone a 0, just simply because life interceded or the kid's sick or whatever's the problem, right? So that's what's due by the 22nd. It's due so I can get you your midterm grade. Once due dates are passed, it's done. You can't do it, okay? So get that stuff done by the 22nd, all right? Everything else, all projects, the exam 2, exam 3, all other labs and assessments from all the other lessons are going to be due December 20th. Why? Because that's things are due at the 20th. Okay, that gives me 3-4 days before the holiday to get your graded. Okay, so that's the system. There are 2 due dates. Simply, there are 2 due dates. Why not just 1 due date? Because I need to pass something in for the midterm grade, okay? And it lets you kind of know where you're at, all right? So we'll talk about the grading in a bit. All right, so we have 2 due dates, October 22nd and December 20th, both by the end of the day. So make sure you keep that in mind. I put the responsibility on you. I'm going to treat you like an adult, so please act like an adult and manage your time accordingly. Students will not behave in a disruptive manner, okay? I like a good back and forth in class or in a discussion board or wherever else. I like a good back and forth, but we can't be disruptive. I'll fairly evaluate each student and maintain a transparent system of grading. All grading will take place in Blackboard. So the grade book is under here under Tools. I thought I had a direct link to it. It's groups of 3. I like my groups of 3. Here are my grades. So here's the grade book right here. This is everything that's due. There you go, welcoming test. It does have due dates on it. I haven't put due dates on these yet. I got to go through and do that. Your final running score is a culmination of the knowledge score, application score, and effort score. We'll talk about how that's all done. So the final running score is as it goes. So as you do your labs, as you do your the welcoming test, you will see the running final score get immediately updated. Everything you haven't passed in is not a 0 until the due dates. And then at that time, it turns into a 0, which hopefully, but it may, affect your grade. All right? Or hopefully it won't. Anyway, I think that's what I said. But anyway, so the professor will work with any student through disabilities to provide accessible working classroom. So keep that in mind. So by the way, notice how the exams were due. The exams are going to be, I don't think I've done the exams yet here. Yeah, they're not here. The exams are going to be take-home exams. Sorry. So the exams are take-home exams. They're exams that you can do at your own time. You have to get them done for the due dates, but they are take-home exams. They are going to be timed, so when the timer runs out, it's going to auto-submit. So make sure you do it in a place where you can concentrate. Make sure you can you have access. You can use your book, your notes to take the exam. Look at your previous assessments too. Exam will come out. There'll be study guides that come along with them. All right, but they are take-home exams that you do on your own time. We're not going to do them in class. I know. All right, so we got too much to cover in class. So going back to the syllabus, we have. All right. So if any student has a learning disability, please contact the way the school operates, and it's a good system, is contact the disabilities office. Disability office will work with you and then provide a game plan to me, which then I will sign off on, and we will make it work. Okay. All participants will maintain a professional and respectful environment. We cannot allow bigotry, discrimination, violence, or intimidation of any kind. So keep that in mind, and I do take that personally. Okay, so let's talk about evaluation. So knowledge is going to be 52% of your score. Application will be 36% of your score, and effort will be 12% of your score. Well, what does that mean? Knowledge will be evaluated by exams. So we'll take the 3 exams. We'll average them together. Done. Application will be evaluated by lesson assessments, averages, lab averages, and directly applied to project grades. But because the primary goal of this course is mastery of knowledge, lesson assessment averages will be positively replaced by better averages. What does that mean? I take the lesson assessment averages, I compare it with your knowledge score. If your knowledge score is higher, that will take the place of your lesson assessments. So if you are a high-risk gambler and you don't want to do the assessments and lazy at the same time, then you do not have to do the assessments, and you can do, if you do better on the exam scores, the exam score will take over the assessment. Not labs. Labs count. Okay, projects directly count. In other words, I don't average projects together and then throw it into application. The project grades are directly applied. Okay, so make sure you get your projects, make sure you get your labs done. Okay. Effort will be evaluated by the professor by looking at class participation. Showing up, good talking points, having a good conversation, brownie points for helping other classmates, that type of thing. Okay. We went over the due dates. This is our rough weekly schedule. This is, of course, up to change. This is subject to change. It just gives you the general idea where we should be. There's along how quickly things will go by, and they will go by quickly. I have a campus calendar. I've also put in important stick dates, for example, stick Labor Day, college closed, stick Columbus Day or Potato Day, whatever you want to call it. 10/14 is closed, and then all classes fall on Monday schedule for 10/15. So I try to put the important stick stuff in there as well. All right. My goal is to keep all videos down to 25 minutes. We are at the 23rd minute mark just about now. So let me wrap this up and make sure I got all my talking points. So real quick, lessons. So we're going to have 6 lessons. Inside the lessons are going to be, and this is true for all my classes now, we have prepare, execute, and assess. Okay, so first thing we prepare. This is what we need to read from your book, questions to think about. Here's a click directly to the book on the read one. This particular book has videos that come along with it. Here are my slides that I'll do for the lecture. And then I also have some things you can do for, like, help you study if you want. And there's flashcards and there's crossword puzzles and fun stuff. Okay. Fun stuff for some, not for all. So that's true for both topics, okay? Now, if I go to execute, these are the labs for the 2 topics. Okay, in this class, for whatever reason, I broke out the live virtual labs into its own folder. But under execute are going to be the labs. All right, and then finally under assess is the lesson assessment. Every lesson has 1 assessment. All right. Projects will list all the projects. There's none to be shown right now. They're all hidden from you. I'm working on them as we speak. Exams, we'll have all the exams, and that should do it. Remember, announcements are going to be under multicast. That should also show up in your email. All right. Well, I hope we have a good semester. If there's any questions, let me know. Remember, after this, to take the under welcome, take the welcoming test. That is due for the 22nd. and it could give you bonus points because you have an extra credit worth of 20 extra points. All right, have a good semester, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.